What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Talk About It with Keys and Lance. This is a very special episode that we got for y'all today. It's a collaboration that was done on Zoom with Humatic, a guy who also does podcasts from the UK. So do forgive the sound quality. It was done on Zoom. Keys and I did the best that we could, and Humatic also did the best that he could. But it's still going to be a very informative episode, so by all means, sit back, relax, enjoy. Let me know what y'all think, all right? Bringing the drama. Still wanna talk about it. I'm looking for a man that goes by the name of Keith, and that's the bottom line. Talk about it.
All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to I guess a very special episode of Talk About It with Keys and Lance.
Yes, sir.
We're doing a collaboration with a very special guest.
Yes, sir. It's me, Humatic. Yeah.
Yeah. What else can I say?
From the UK.
How you doing, brother?
I'm good, my G. How are you guys? Y'all feeling comfy? Background's looking warm right now. How's the temperature like?
Warm?
Very warm.
110.
Very warm.
Oh,
like legit. If you see me take off my glasses every couple of seconds to wipe my face, it is that hot.
yeah, that's crazy, man.
Yep.
What it's like over there?
It's chilly, man. It's like winter already for us, even though it's the fall. Like, that's why I'm wearing a fleece and everything.
Lucky, bro.
No way.
Lucky.
Must be nice.
Yeah, man. Just that.
And what's the time over there for you?
Man, so let's check. Oh, yeah, it's 10:09 p.m.
Yeah, we got 5:09, so it's a 5-hour difference.
What?
Yeah, man.
10:09, and like down in BC, down in Canada, Andy was like 3 hours behind us.
Yeah.
They got all 5 hours ahead of us.
It's real, man.
My word.
Yes, sir. It's all crazy. How's I say the atmosphere like for the UK? It's kind of like foggy, bland type of atmosphere with the people.
I want that.
You want that?
I want that. Yeah, because I'm more of like a shady kind of guy, like I need my atmosphere to be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Me and he don't mix. I don't know why God decided to say, hey, that guy, send him to the bombs.
Man. And it's funny, everyone from us want to come over there all the time. It's like...
Yeah, you always want what you don't have. Boy, you always want what you don't have. I think we tired of this constant heat every day, always sunny, and the power going out every summer.
Oh, no. Oh, shit, man.
Our power company is garbage, so every time in the summer, power cuts out like 2 times a day.
Boy, and you guaranteed to get at least 3 island-wide blackouts within that summertime.
Oh, man, that's crazy.
That's a minimum.
That's crazy. That reminds me when I was in Pakistan, load shedding all the time. You would get in the car instead.
Right. I heard about this, though. I heard about this.
The car, man.
You ever do that one day when you got off?
Pretty much.
That inside like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yes, sir.
So, what I want us to talk about today was like prisons and correctional facilities, man. That's cool with you?
Oh, yeah, man. I'm really fascinated by that topic because I'm doing it for my dissertation. So I'm like, word. I would talk about that. All right.
You make it happen, man.
So what y'all thinking about it?
Well, first off, let's just say, I don't know what he feels like, but I think we have one of the worst prisons in the entire world, man.
Really?
Like you and me in the same boat, bro. What do you mean?
Yeah, they had an article on it last year. Someone from Barbados was saying our prison for the maximum security practically inhumane. No running water and maximum security. So people, they got defecate and urinate in buckets and swap it out. Yep. You got no windows. You got about 7, 8 people in a cell. Was designed for 3 people. Yep.
Man, that's crazy. Even like, but is it worse than America though? Like how the prison system over there?
Now, see,
hold on. For me, I could say yes because my oldest brother on my mom's side, He's doing 2 life sentences in America right now, out in Florida. Now, I went to see him once. The process of actually going to see him before I got to America, that prison had to know that I was coming to see my brother. They needed my name, the correct spelling of my first, middle, and last name. Then I had to come with my government identification, which was my passport. When I got there, for one, I was searched literally 3 times. I had to come with nothing but my identification. The first search, they held my identification at the door.
Yeah.
And then I go through another search, then they scan me and search me again. And then there's this final search, and then I finally get to walk through. And when you walk through, there's like this detentionalized looking cafeteria, so to speak. You know what I mean? And the prisoners, they have to spend money to get good food in there. You know what I mean? Like, to get good food, which is basically the same foods that you can buy at a gas station anywhere in Florida.
Yeah.
You needed that money. And from outside, it just looks like a basic lawn. The entire prison is in the middle of nowhere, but it looks like a structured place to be. Disciplinary-wise, you have your pros just as well as your cons. You know what I mean? But compared to what is here, no. There's no structure here. There's no type of respect for being a guard here. There's no... How do I put this?
I feel like I could say that. I feel like I could say that from the Pakistan side perspective I've seen. It's because of the lack of funding, and people just don't care about it. They're like, let them suffer. Let this go. Okay, minimum wage for that guard. We don't care.
Yeah, and that's the problem. Like, the difference that I've noticed, at least at the prison where my brother is in, the guards have a sense of caring for the prisoners. You know what I mean? Because they know for a fact, hey, the majority of these prisoners, they ain't gonna stay here forever. You understand? So let's just make sure that by the time they come out, or even before they come out, they're getting themselves together for their families, they're getting themselves together for society, because when you have a record, society already labels you.
Yeah.
When they label you, they're like, you know what, maybe you shouldn't get a job, but you have correctional facilities that actually like cater to people like those. You know, they messed up, now they're trying to fix themselves. Let's get them back out there. By the time they're ready, they don't come back here. Right?
Yeah.
Here, on the other hand, not so much. Not so much. From you get that record, they don't care. From you in there, it's like the food. You know what I mean? I just had a buddy who just stepped out about a few weeks, there for like 3 months. He said he's going back again.
Yeah. That's crazy, man, to think. But
person in the UK.
In the UK, I would say it's structured like America, but it's like at the same time overcrowded, just like America. And you're talking about a small country. So overcrowded prisons are not a good sign over here.
Yeah. I mean, it's the crime rate is high then, no?
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, the prison system mentality is like, we're going to punish this person rather than rehabilitate them.
Right.
Compared to other European countries you may heard about. But that's the same with America. I don't know if it's the same with y'all as well.
We don't do no rehabilitation, no reform. You got 25 years, you're doing 25 years, and it's F you. You don't care. That's it. So it's like once you, you shouldn't want to go to prison in the first place, any which way. But if you go,
yeah,
you pretty much F in life. You ain't going to find no chances to go to college. You ain't going to take up no classes or be in prison. You ain't going to do no like counseling, no nothing. You may legit have a guy who's sick in the head or whatever, and he isn't going to get no type of help in prison. He's just going to do his time.
Yeah.
Going to get treated like garbage. Going to get treated like an animal. And it's horrible, man. We had the superintendent of the prison. He was speaking of, well, we're going to get help someday. We're going to get the proper funding. And we're going to do this and all that. That was about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Nothing's changing.
Listen, the prison system has been the same all of my life. All 29 years of my life.
Yeah,
right?
But why don't they change the system? That is the question.
Because what works for them. It's as simple as that. Like, prime example, I don't know how it works down there in the UK where you at, but down here, I could say crime pays.
Yeah.
Crime pays. The same guns and drugs that the police force claim that they take off the streets, they put right back on the streets. They don't want to talk about it. You see what I'm saying? The same informers that they have, ratting out on certain dudes is the same dudes that they caught as criminals and then put those dudes back on the streets. Let them do what they got to do while it's convenient for them. And even if they get caught in a crime and you go to the police officer and say, hey, I know who stole my car or I know who did this and that, they're like, yeah, if that's who it is, let that one go, leave it alone. Since when?
Straight up.
Bro, the crime system just works for the powers that be here. Whether they like to hear it or not, I'm not a fan of the powers that be here.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna tell it like it is.
But how they have like countries like these European, they have done it so easily. They have changed the mentality from the system that we're not going to punish these people. We're going to educate them and rehabilitate them. Why are they doing this?
See, that's a good mindset. I think for Bahamian people, like we have a very unique mindset, and not in a positive way, in a negative way.
Oh, okay.
We have a complete disregard for people once they go to prison. So let's just say we get the proper funding to bed our prison, like get beds in the prison, you get running water, whatever. They still won't have a care for the people's lives to say, you know what, let me better John. So when John comes out, he isn't going to be a menace to society anymore. He's going to have a fighting chance. He could, potentially get a job. They won't label him right away. He's going to have a future. Even though he did a crime, he's going to do his time. He's going to get helped out. When he gets out, he'll be a different man. They won't have the care in their heart for that.
That's the problem right there. I think in Scotland, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure you guys heard this somewhere.
Yeah.
I believe it's in Scotland that their prison count is so low to the point where the government is thinking about shutting it down because crime is so low there, and they have 2, maybe 3 prisoners max. You see what I'm saying? And I do believe, I'm not saying that I know what's going on in their land, but the fact of the matter is, when you put someone in prison, it's because they didn't have a chance to do something before their freedom was taken away.
Exactly.
If you're here, let me provide something for you to say, hey, let's try to get you like this so you don't end up back in here. You know what I mean? And then when you're out there, there's opportunities to make sure you don't end up in the situation you were in before. And that could combat against the high crime rates as well.
Yeah. That shit crazy though, man. Because it's not even the prison system that ruins your life. It's like once you're caught by the police, you have a record. And that record will label you forever. This guy's that.
Said you branded for life.
Yeah.
And in regards to that, what you said by the police don't like to hear it, but the truth is they're the biggest criminals running around. You know what I mean? Like I said earlier, speaking for where we are in the world, they're the ones that get the drugs, they're the ones that get the guns, and they push this stuff back onto the streets just to recollect it again. It's like a recycling system.
Yeah. Man, they like mobsters, man. They're like mobsters, honestly. Whatever.
They're like?
Yeah. Man, they have the rules. They can make the rules. They do all that.
Untouchable.
Listen, they are the mobs.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Why am I saying like?
They are.
Yeah, they are.
I seen a video on social media, like about a 7-second clip. This spinning disc just hit this officer in the back of the head when he was going in the vehicle in America, and he dropped to the floor. And I'm like, Captain America, I see you. Good looking out. Good looking out.
Man.
Yeah, man. Oh, you said?
You ever been to the Bahamas?
What?
You ever visited the Bahamas?
Nah, man, I always wanted to. Just like any person in Europe, they'll be like, let's go to some nice Caribbean country. You know what I mean?
Tell you what I'll do for you. We could trade lives. You could have the Bahamas. Let me have UK.
Well, let us have UK too for the price of one.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
man.
could have the Bahamas, man.
Straight up, man. That would be like amazing.
Yeah. Let me give you the heads up now. You're coming to the second most expensive place in the world to live. You can manage?
Oh, word? Yeah, I might need to think about that for a while. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this is us, son.
This feels like, no, I'm being pressured by the police.
No pressure, no pressure, no pressure.
No, man.
So tell me something new in terms of, prisons and correctional facilities. We do have some truly disturbed people, like people who really are, I'd say, evil. You know what I mean? How you feel about the death penalty?
Oh, word.
Man, I hate it.
Yeah.
Like, why? Just why? Like, why would you agree something? Because the concept itself of prison, I feel like people, they don't have opportunities, so they have to make a mistake. It's not their fault that the circumstance wasn't in their favor and they made the wrong decision. Instead of punishing them, we should be educating and making them better citizens. And I feel like that's what's missing in society. So the death penalty is something that the societal circumstance made the person do it. It's not his fault. Hey, if he was good, you wouldn't be doing shit like that.
Now, that is true in most cases.
In most cases.
But still.
Yeah, I do feel like, the death penalty shouldn't be a thing because I feel like life is sacred. We shouldn't have the power to say, I'm going to kill this guy because he did something.
Yeah.
But for people that are beyond rehabilitation, like let's use, for example, Ted Bundy.
Oh, okay.
He was beyond help. He was beyond help.
He was.
So for people like him, what's the best course of action?
Well, then that would be life sentence, but in a really like Alcatraz-like prison.
Never seen the light of day ever again.
Yeah. That type of resort, but not killing him. In that facility, you can still try your best to educate the fool.
That's right.
In regards to that, right? Because I was telling someone earlier, about a few days ago here, we had an incident. A 17-year-old kid was killed by two of his friends. And I think both of the guys, they were 17 as well.
No, actually, one was 17, one was 20. They just arraigned them today.
Yeah, one went to the boys' industrial. You see what I'm saying? But meanwhile, when one of my schoolmates, when he got killed in school, they tried my classmate's brother, and he was 16. That's an adult. Yes, he was 16 at the time. So he went immediately to prison until his court date, where he was found innocent. He was found innocent on the mount.
Yeah.
Right? Now, I go back to say this, right? Holy crap. Where was it? What was his name? Where was I going? I lost it.
Got lost in the sun.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay.
We still on it. We still on it, you know?
Boy. I guess to piggyback off what Lana was saying, what are your thoughts on, I guess, for juveniles? It's just like, evil adults. We do have pretty messed up kids.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on juveniles that do horrific crimes that you feel like they should be tried as adults or as that, juveniles?
Man, firstly, like, I've seen things over here, the stats-wise, that which age group makes the most offending, and then come back to prison on reoffending. And when they measured all of that, they said it's young people who keep on offending, and then since their life is over from that get-go, they're in the system for life. So if, like, you don't rehabilitate these people from the beginning, then you're actually creating the future prison system filler. Yeah. So I'm like, no, I wouldn't punish him. I would rehabilitate my best, rehabilitate as much as the government can invest.
Yeah. All right. Now, in regards to that, 'cause I literally remember what I was about to say, but I can skip that based on what Keith said.
Okay.
I do remember that you were speaking to someone about music and the industry about not so long ago on one of your recent episodes, right?
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, we know for a fact, speaking of music, that gangster rap caters to a lot of emotion, so to speak. Like, get me in the mood for gangster rap, I'm bound to lift weights. You know what I mean? Like,
Straight
get me
up.
in the mood, I'm hyped. However, there are those in the industry that, or were in the industry that are no longer in the industry, so they could come up and open up and say, hey, you know,
Yeah.
certain record labels, they wanted us to speak about this amount of stuff and these amount of crimes, what we do when they don't do any crime at all, to influence other young folks to go out there and commit said crimes or whatnot. In that regard, what do you think on that?
Man, that's a big question, though. From what context? Like, exactly.
Like, on music being influential on a level of causing crime in the younger society.
I get it.
You know,
I get it.
I'm pretty sure, like, when you
I
were,
get what you mean.
yeah, because I'm pretty sure, like, when you were young, you used to listen to Eminem.
50 Cent.
Of course, naturally. You know
Yeah,
what
man.
I mean?
50, man.
I've been patiently waiting on the track.
Man. But the thing about it would be, though, that, nah, man, there's so many people who have listened to gangster rap.
Yeah.
But the thing was, the circumstance was in their favor. They never had the need to commit crimes. Now, it's those people who are, like, in inner cities. They don't have the opportunities. And then, yeah, this type of thing is subliminal messages. It's the gateway to you leading. But people who are good, like me, we wouldn't be doing that type of shit unless we really want to, like for adrenaline.
See what you just said right there. Unless we want it.
Yeah.
Like, I paid close attention to what Eminem said, like when I was a kid, in this song, Never Knew I, on Marshall Mathers LP. His words were, if you would have been in my shoes, who would have thought that Slim Shady would have been something that you would have bought that would have made you get a gun and shoot at the cops? I just said it. I didn't know if you would do it or not. I'm like, yo, that means we can't really hold these guys accountable as much as they hold themselves accountable, so to speak, because there's a lot of them, they carry that guilt in there, believing that, you know, they did cater to assisting and helping a certain demographic to get into these lockdown facilities. And to an extent, they're sort of right. Because you know what it is, you got a guy who's singing gangster rap music and whatnot, and he's never committed a crime in his life, can't tell you what weed, Molly, or any other stuff looks like.
Yeah.
But he's singing about it in almost every song. And then the guys who's pushing that stuff, who's about that life, they pushing that, and that music is just like, yeah, I can relate to this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what we call those people who just don't do the crime? White people. Honestly, white people, man. Honestly, they're the only ones that actually don't do it, but they listen to gangster rap. I'm not even joking. I haven't seen any white person do it.
You know, I laugh because I thought about, I don't know if you have heard of an artist called Slim Jesus.
No, I haven't heard.
What?
I haven't heard.
Slim Jesus, fam. Listen to the man. See?
Yeah.
You have to listen to Slim Jesus when you... Yo, Keith, have you heard Slim Jesus before?
I don't know what it is.
Oh, my goodness. Whenever you get the chance, listen to Slim Jesus.
All right.
And then go research this guy. This guy, hands down, never committed a crime in his life. But in the video, in his very first viral video, he has loads of prop guns and stuff. And then when they interviewed him, like, yo, why are you making this type of music? He's like, because that's the type of music that I like. I'm not going to make music based on my skin color. I'm going to make music what I like. And what I like is talking about killing. I like talking about drugs, guns. And this is the music that I like.
Yeah.
You know? So
like Lil Dicky. Kind of just like that guy.
The small penis singing fella.
But no,
That's
it's
what
a
it is,
choice, man. It's a choice. Music, in my opinion, doesn't influence the person committing the crime. Unless the circumstances are so messed up, then they're like actually getting it as a subliminal message. But yeah, I can't even say the word right now. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't think music affects it either. That's like saying, kids playing Grand Theft Auto are most likely to become criminals.
Exactly.
But I've been playing Grand Theft Auto for over 10 years, and I wouldn't hurt a fly. You know what I mean? So,
So when people say, "Oh, remove this, remove that," I'm like, not really. It doesn't influence it.
Cancel culture, man.
Yeah, that cancel culture thing. I mean, you let go of so much comedy gold, so much just general gold nuggets you can find anywhere.
well, since we are on that topic now, how do you personally feel about like cancel culture and being PC and all that?
So I don't agree with it. I'm like a moderate person myself. I'm not a right wing. I'm not a left wing. I'm just in between. I look at what's the circumstance like and make a judgment from that. Even with this cancel culture, I feel like it's too aggressive. You're not giving the other side a chance to explain. And then
Unnecessarily, unbearably aggressive.
yeah.
Them dudes coming at you for something what you did 10 years ago, my G. Okay?
Some 40, some 40, some 20. Like,
and what doesn't make sense with the cancel culture, right? They're like, yo, he did so-and-so at this amount of time, and we need an apology. And then when you come up with an apology, give it into their minds. No, it's not enough. You need to get fired. Your whole life just needs to end. Your mom needs to stop working. Like, bro, what do you mean? I just apologize sincerely.
Man, and this is the extreme left, man. That's why sometimes, we get annoyed with the right, but it's like it's been for a long, long time. But with the left now, this is a new sensation of hate. You're like, douche.
Boy.
You just want to swear at them, man.
Yeah. Trying to be the good guy, especially in this day and age, but it's a bit nuts, man. It's a bit nuts. But what in regards to what you said and mentioned in that new level of hate, that's aggressive in this day and age. Like, shout out to the people that actually protested down on your side of the world and took down that friggin' statue, for crying out loud. I wish we would have the muchos grandes cojones and do it down here.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because there's a statue here what we have. It's called the Christopher Columbus statue.
Yeah. Oh, man.
All right. Enough said. Enough said.
Enough said.
Enough said.
Why is that douchebag around so many countries?
Wow. Wow.
I'm even in England, man. I'm like, yo.
I don't understand it.
Golly, like, it baffles me. How you...
Settle down.
It's like, man, that guy. Even in Pakistan, you have a statue of him in university in Pakistan. Like, that's how.
You serious?
Yeah. This guy is everywhere.
You serious? Please tell me you joking. You joking?
No, I'm serious.
You worldwide, bro.
I quit life. Nope. I quit life. No.
Man, at least it's not Hitler. At least it's not.
In Pakistan, bro.
Yeah.
What a sec.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's in India.
More than likely.
This man slaughtered, bro. Slaughtered and raped.
You better be careful before you get canceled.
Screwed PC and cancel culture alike. I don't care.
Yeah.
You can't cancel what's uncancelable. How? Someone. No. And then history has it so backwards. We've been learning this stuff all our lives. Oh, Columbus thought the world was round. He wrote the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. Screw all that.
Yeah.
Tell me the facts. Tell me how many people he killed when he got to our land. Tell me the lies that he spoke of when he got funded by the people who was on the same agenda as he was. Oh, Columbus found America. Get the hell out of here. No. That's
Yeah,
nonsense,
man.
bro.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, praise this dude for how many years, bro, just to keep people oppressed in their own minds. I think since we even on this prison facility, realize this, bro. We've been in prison from day one, whether we were in four walls. We've been in it from our school system. It took them how many years to change Columbus Day to what? National Heroes Day? That's what it is now?
A lifetime.
This man's blood clot lifetime, my guy.
Lifetime.
That's how messed up it is, man.
All of our lives we had Columbus Day. All right? And now National Heroes Day. And even then they still didn't go into depth with it. Because they just got upset because now certain people are opening their eyes to the truth.
Exactly.
You know?
Same with Churchill over here, man. How he did with people in South Africa, how he did with people in India and all that. Same with Churchill. But you still find his statues. Another guy.
And for what? That don't make no sense. You hold an oppressor over the oppressed. And you let them know, hey, as long as this statue will remain here for the next couple hundred years, you will remain oppressed. You will remain imprisoned in your own land.
Exactly.
Legit. Bro, I could go forever on this topic. All right?
Well, you know, it's their skin color too, not the style of race or but it's their skin color.
No, call a spade a spade. I just addressed this nonsense today.
Skin color.
I just addressed this nonsense today, bro.
Man, but this is so fucked up shit, though. It's like in so many countries. You look at countries like South Africa, Zimbabwe. You look at then your territory. Then you look at America in general. Like, why is this in so many places? England as well.
Bro, why is it still happening? And see, my problem is, right? We've been talking about it for so long. In my head, I'm done talking. But there are so many people that are still talking. I'm about that action at this stage in my life.
Yeah.
I'm about that action.
You know why people, most countries are afraid to rebel against them now because look at Haiti. You know, Haiti did what no one had the courage to do, and then they got fucked for it. And the sad part about it is,
let's be fair.
They don't want the support from other black countries to help them out.
Let's be fair with the talks of Haiti now. I felt like Haiti allowed it. Because for one, ain't no way you gonna pull back up on me after I gained my independence from you when you were doing me and my people bad. Like, you know, holding us down, and we know what we have here.
Yeah.
Then we gain our stuff back, and then you come back somewhat. Let's say you come back like 28 years later, and you're like, hey, you know, don't forget, we did this for you, and we did that for you. And you're like, well, you know, I guess you're right. I do owe you something. No, I don't owe you jack. The fact that you came here. Be happy that I'm entertaining your voice. Be happy that I'm allowing you in my presence, bro.
Exactly.
Be happy I ain't busting that. This is Sparta kick in your chest for you to go down the hall. Are you stupid? I owe you. You imprisoned me. Haiti right now is supposed to be running the strip.
Yeah.
God.
Man, but that's what happens, man. It just makes us angry about it. Because it's been that long.
Yeah, shit, bro.
But you know what? I still feel the world is just being PRing this. They're just doing it for public relation purposes. Like putting on a facade. Because you saw Jacob Blake thing. It happened so many days after George Floyd. You thought things are getting better. And then bam, bam.
It's no chance. Nope. No chance.
And that's why I'm against the whole protesting ordeal. No more talk. We've been talking about this so long. Like, we think things change with protests. No. Legit. And no offense to Dr. Martin Luther King. They still took him out.
Yeah.
They still took him out. When you protest, what do? Still take you out. They still take away your freedom. And you have your God-given rights. In the law, it says this. You have that right to exercise your voice. That's what protesting is. And what happens with protesting? You get arrested, you get kidnapped, all of this stuff from the powers that be.
Yeah.
Hell no. No. When I'm protesting, bro, I'm bringing all of my stuff. I am coming prepared for war because you're now endangering me. You're now endangering the people that I care for, that I'm out here protesting for. And anyone who is about to protest needs to have that mindset. Hey, from me out here, we out here, we exercising our votes. We're exercising our rights. Having that being said, we also need to protect our brothers and sisters because we know these folks will come out here and they'll do this, they'll do that, they'll reprimand you, but no, we're not gonna allow it. I said in an upcoming song with a buddy of mine called P. Dillon.
Yeah.
The one American law that a lot of folks seem to forget. Citizens may resist unlawful arrest to the point of taking and arresting officers' life if necessary. Listen to that again, fam. Citizens may resist unlawful arrest to the point of taking and arresting officers' life if necessary. There ain't no way I'm about to go ahead and do this.
Yeah.
Put my hand behind my back and you're still punching me down to the ground. No. From here on out, it's my life on the line. If I submit it, no way. That's unlawful. I'm after you.
Man, totally agree on that. But it's just the system is so built like that people don't even get to know their basic rights.
Yeah.
And then they get this mob, torture.
And then the thing about it, like how you said, they don't know their rights. Even if you know your rights, exercising those rights without backup and support is going to be fatal. Like, let's say, what he said, someone actually exercises that right and resists an unlawful arrest. And, they actually kill the officer. They're going to get fucked so hard. Even though, they were doing what was right and lawful, they're going to get fucked so hard, especially without the backup, without the support from people in power, and God forbid there's someone black or different minority. You lost, bro. Yep. So it's like, how do we combat the system?
Man, that's the thing. I even thought, systems like the NBA, you thought they are favoring the minority community now better. But I don't know if you heard this basketball news. The Nets hired Steve Nash as the new manager. Yeah. And Stephen A. actually brought this up. There's so many better coaches who have basketball experience because Steve Nash doesn't. He's never coached.
Yeah.
Like Mark Jackson. And you didn't even think of hiring them or asking them? Like all the black coaches? Because 80% of the NBA is black.
Yep.
So even in organizations you thought were woke, they're even doing this systemic thing. And it's bullshit.
Boy, listen.
All the team owners and managers and all that, all them, of course, white people.
Call a spade, the plantation owners.
Yeah.
The workers are, of course, the black people.
The plantation owners and the slaves who go out there running up for 4 quarters at a time, exhausting themselves. Then they have more slaves on the bench at a time. Hey, you go pick cotton now. He finished for a minute. Let him rest. Get that boy some Gatorade. Let him replenish himself. Like, I don't mean to sound so extreme with it, but if you sit down and actually dwell on it, that's exactly what it is. When you look at the owners of the teams, that's exactly what it is.
Well, I think we have...
Michael Jordan is the only black owner.
Doesn't Jay-Z own the team too?
Nah, he let go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He was a minor owner anyways.
All right.
It's funny in regards to that. How we making mention of owning teams, and this is off the NBA thing. Funny story, true story. R. Kelly was about to own an NFL team, and then boom. Yeah.
Yep.
They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to talk about it.
Is there even a black owner in the NFL? I don't think so.
Not the NFL, but you heard the news that The Rock, he bought the XFL.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I guess that's something worth celebrating, a black guy owns his own
So you
football.
know I'm gonna be a football player now, right?
Oh man, word up.
Rock owns it, bro. You gotta get the training.
But nothing's going to beat the NFL, though. The NFL is
Well,
such a house-built name. It's bigger than the NBA. That's so popular nowadays.
Yeah, naturally. I mean, but to me, I feel as if in regards to the XFL,
Yeah,
hands down, no disrespect to Vince McMahon. Like that's his creation. But because of the drive that The Rock has, and because of the youth that The Rock has with it,
yeah,
that's going to give him the drive over Vince when Vince created and owned the XFL. So I believe he's going to bring something incredibly different, even in the midst of COVID, to the XFL. You see what I'm saying? A fresh new set of talent, a different set of advertising. And we know the guy, hands down, The Rock wants to leave. He was a friggin' robot. Okay? Like, he's always going.
and it might be like, you know how the NBA and the ABA used to be back in the day.
Yeah.
It could be like that. Two really good organizations.
That'll be interesting.
I'm down to see what the future holds for it. Honestly. Like, I'm down. Like, legit, just this morning, this dude just revealed a new sports shoe that he was working on. And at the back of it, you're going to see the Brahma Bull.
Yeah.
You're going to see the Brahma Bull on the shoe. In the box, you're going to have a card, some instructions, and his autograph. I'm excited to see what this guy is going to do for the XFL. I'm not offended anything about the NFL. I think the NFL has done many, many good things, regardless of the racial history or whatnot. But I am more anxious to see now than ever what the XFL is going to do.
Yeah.
Maybe anxious is the wrong word. I'm more excited. I'm way more excited about the XFL than I am the NFL.
As a project, I'm excited. Just like I was excited for the 76ers. And then, well, now they are what they are.
Yeah. 76ers, and then you have the Pistons. What Pistons? What Pistons?
Let's stop the flow for 1 second. We have a segment in our regular podcast. We call it Childhood Memories.
Yeah.
It's basically, where we take a memory from our childhood or adolescence, whether it be funny, sad, just noteworthy, something to share on the podcast, a little memory that people don't know. You down to give us a childhood memory?
Man, I mean, there's so many.
Well, you can just give us like one, one nice.
Do you want a really good one, or do you want a really bad one?
Yeah. I mean, whether it's really, really good or really, really bad.
I mean, I wouldn't say this is a childhood memory, but I would say it's like a teenage memory. I would say
still
that.
An adolescent stage, yeah.
So I went to my friend's house. I was driving there on my mom's Prius, and when we arrived, I didn't know if we were going to smoke hash and all that. So I'm like, yeah, cool. I have to drive back as well. They're like, nah, don't worry. Just have this brownie. I'm like, okay, cool. And 2 hours later, we played some PS4. I was like, yeah, I'm stoned. I'm baked. I'm done. And then as I'm like, dude, can you go back? Because it was now 4 hours. And I'm like, yeah, it's 4 hours now. I can go back. And as I drove the Prius, I'm saying, 30 minutes have passed. Everything's good. A man is literally knocking on my window. And I'm like, I'm on the road. Why is this guy knocking? And he's like, you crashed my car.
What?
And then I come out of the car and I look at it. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I did. And I was smiling about it. He's like, what? What is wrong with you?
That's not good.
That man was to do it to him, right?
I give out. By the way, guys. Hey! Yeah, what's wrong with this guy?
I was smiling. I was just smiling all the time. I'm like, what? This guy's fast.
That's hysterical.
What about y'all?
Well, since it's your first time doing it on this segment, let me give one that I do believe that I already did. If not, this is the first time.
Okay.
So this is around the time that he and I, were getting cool and getting to know each other, and a bunch of other dudes around the neighborhood. Now, there were these two dudes that borrowed a video game from me. And I wasn't having it because they didn't really give the game back in good condition. So naturally, I believe in discipline, not violence, discipline. So I was about to discipline them.
Yeah.
They ran, I ran after them. And me trying to attempt something so stupid at the time, I was trying to attempt to bust a push-up kind of ordeal, like legit just stop and bust the push-ups because those boys were fast.
Yeah.
I was going to end it with some push-ups.
Oh, word?
And it did not go the way that I wanted it to, so I kind of like tripped and fell forward and I baseball slide on my stomach into the streets.
Yeah.
And while doing that, there's these chicks in the car and they're passing. And the chick, she looks at the window, she's like, so that was incredibly embarrassing.
Oh, word, man. Damn.
That's my childhood memory.
That's some memory.
This story got some hella falls.
Yo.
Got some crazy falls.
Yo.
I'll send you a video of one of his most famous falls.
You see this? Do you see this?
I'll send you that video another time.
Oh, I tell you.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, man. That's crazy, man.
He catered to ruining my life.
Yeah, I love that. I love people's misery and misfortune.
Oh, same. I like to make it very awkward, though. Make it awkward. When you do it, make it awkward. That's what
Wow. I don't know, y'all.
All right, so I got a story. It's not funny, it's sad, and it just popped in my head. I don't know if it's good or bad, but basically, this was I got off from work one night. One of my boys, he hit me up. He's like, "Yo, come to this beach. I got girls. I got two girls. So me and you have a girl, I have a girl, and so I'm excited. Just got off from work, thinking I'm gonna get me some pussy. It's gonna be a good night.
Yes, sir.
I get to the beach, talking to the girls. Everything is good. They were in his car. The girl who was there for me, she came in my car, and we were talking, we hitting off good. Sucked my dick out. She started sucking my dick. When it was time to have sex, though, like my dick just dropped instantly, bro. So naturally, her reaction, she was pissed off. She was making fun of me. Now she's calling me shrimp dick. What happened to you? And this, that, the next thing.
No.
I'm feeling it.
Oh, man.
So his was pretty messed up for me. I don't know if that was a saving grace because I was in a relationship at the time. So maybe that was the universe telling me, hey, you shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah.
So it didn't happen. And a year later, me and my girlfriend, we were driving. And we saw this girl on the side of the street. And it was the same girl who I was supposed to have sex with. And I was like, damn. And my boy was in the back who knew the girl. So we stopped and he hailed the girl. And the girl didn't hail him on me. She hailed my girlfriend. So my heart went from here straight down because I was saying she got the rat on me. But she didn't. It was probably such a forgettable experience. She didn't. And I lived to see another day. That's my memory. Horrible.
That is one crazy memory.
Yeah. That was in my past. I'm a different guy now.
You didn't think about your decisions.
It just says that, universe is a joke sometimes.
I thought my childhood memory was bad. The two of y'all just some road.
Man,
that's bad out here. Crashing into people's car while still driving.
Lord.
You are just slip dicking it. Me with that baseball slide for 45.
Yes, sir.
Hey, buddy.
Oh, that's the time.
Yeah, man.
So where can people find you, just so they could listen to your podcast, check you
Man, it's like everywhere. Like you can find it on Spotify, Overcast, Google, Apple, everywhere. Besides YouTube, because I'm not on that shit yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
All right, I feel you, man. What made you want to start podcasting anyway?
I don't know, man. It's just like therapeutic for me when I do it. Plus, I like talking to people about important discussions like this, police reform or the Black Lives Matter movement. So I was like, yeah, let's hear people's 2 cents about it. What about you guys?
Before we get to that, because we have to speak on that together,
Yeah.
in regards to the Black Lives Matter situation, I want you to take a listen to Busy Bones' most recent song called Black Milk.
Black milk.
And yeah, when you do it, get back to me.
All right.
Now, in regards to what made us start, you want to start?
So basically, me and this guy, we originally we were going to start a YouTube channel. It's still in the works.
Yeah.
This one is just going to be our second YouTube channel.
Yeah.
All right.
But we put it on pause for whatever reason. I listened to a podcast. Do you know David Dobrik?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was listening to David Dobrik's podcast. And he had an ad for Anchor and talking about it was the easiest way to make a podcast. And I said, you know what, me and this guy, we're funny. We could talk about serious things too. Let's just give it a shot. So I hit him up about it, and he was down for it.
Yeah.
Because I had my own podcast coming on the way. Yeah, so like, why not tag team it up,
Hey, that's
Yes,
better, man.
We just did it. The original name was supposed to be a Pillow Talk podcast. And it was a weird name for 2 guys, but
Bro,
I thought it would have been like...
Let that sink in.
I thought it would have been attention grabbing, like Pillow Talk.
You're saying pillow talk.
I know, right?
So, after we've done one episode of Pillow Talk. And you can find that out on our YouTube page. Talk about it with you.
Very bad. Very bad.
All right.
But hands down, the best edit I have ever done.
Okay.
Hands down, the best edit I have ever done. So we did the episode, and I come back to him about a week later. I'm like, yo, man's not feeling this. He's like, what do you mean? It's attention grabbing. I'm like, I ain't about that life.
Exactly, bro. Ah.
So he's like, okay, so what do you think we should do? Now, with doing the very first episode, we took it by storm.
Yeah.
We did the first episode that day. We did the theme song that day. We did the introduction that day. Like, we, in one afternoon, this was Boxing Day, the day after Christmas last year. And from then, we were like, all right, boom. This is what it's going to be. So the very next episode, we went from Pillow Talk to Talk About It with Keys and Lance. Because there's a bunch of other Talk About It out there.
Yeah.
But there is no Talk About It with Keys and Lance.
Straight up.
That's how we are now. I mean, we decided to use our voices not only for, comedy purposes, but to also address the stuff what a lot of people, especially in, our society, just ain't addressing or got the balls to address.
Yeah, I'm just scared about it, man.
That's how we got to where we are, man.
We ain't PC. We ain't afraid of cancel culture.
Exactly, straight up.
Thug life.
One wife, a mistress, and a girlfriend.
None of this bullshit, just real talk.
No major company can shut you down or control your
Well, Spotify is still listening. So you know how they did dirty to Joe Budden, if you know what they did. Like, nah,
I heard
man.
about that.
Yeah.
I heard about that.
Now, see, and speaking of that, Dred, we need a platform that's just for us, that allows us to be free.
Yeah.
Because even YouTube now in this generation has become so PC. You no longer have your freedom to do anything anymore. You remember back in the day, like, all the good music you could have used? Like, shout out to Vine. When Vine was good, look, I can't
6 seconds.
Talk about it feeling bad.
Speaking about your platform, Nick Cannon is the perfect example.
Mm-hmm.
His own show. He's fighting to get back right now based on his personal opinions that he spoke.
Yep.
Ah, boy.
Man, and that was bullshit, the aftermath of it. I was just so annoyed. I'm like, Y'all let so many people walk away because of that. Like Louis C.K. had done bullshit like that before he got caught for his public masturbation thing, whatever that was.
Well, the talk is now that Nick and his lawyers, they're coming together to not only come back for his show, but they're also suing Viacom for about $1.5 billion because they feel as if that's beyond fair enough for the amount of money that Nick Cannon made for the company over the years. And to me, that's a small amount. Compared to what Nick did bring in for Viacom, that is a small amount.
Yeah.
1.5 bill, that ain't no money. Not for what you already gave. Nah, son.
Mm-hmm. We don't want that.
Shoot. I mean, we're about to see the smoke in a second. I just want to see what happens when the smoke clears.
Yeah. Are we too reactive though nowadays? I feel like we as society are even being too much reactive to everything.
Overly sensitive. Overly sensitive. For example, cultural appropriation. I showed you the Adele picture.
I seen it before you showed me.
Was you saw the picture of Adele with the Bantu knots in her hair.
Yeah.
And the Jamaican top.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, I know what you.
I personally thought she looked amazing. I didn't see nothing wrong with what she did, but people were coming for her life saying she's trying to steal culture.
Oh, you're not Jamaican, da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
Just chewing her head right off. You know? And for what? At the end of the day, I see that as a sense of appreciation for the culture. Speaking for me, what I saw Adele appreciating the Jamaican culture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm probably going to get flagged for this, but I don't care. But any Bahamian listening, for y'all to feel some type of way about how she was wearing it, y'all a bunch of frauds yourselves. Because why? How many Bahamians we got here on a regular making Jamaican music, speaking in the Jamaican dialect? Get out of here with that nonsense before you come for this chick.
Exactly. Even people from Africa, man, in general.
Come on, fam. Before you even come for this one woman, go for the people in South Africa. Before you even speak to her, like, get your stuff together first.
Yeah, check yourself.
Jeez Louise.
And you can't do anything about it, man. This world is going to be more sensitive day by day.
Yeah, sadly. I feel like I'm stuck in a dream I can't wake out of.
Yeah. You can't do anything about it. Except just,
Don't remind me of my depression.
Yeah, exactly. Or you can just be like, it is what it is.
Listen, I've been fighting this stuff so long. And as a conscious artist, when you become more aware of this stuff, like, it becomes a whole lot more difficult to watch, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I dropped one of my songs called Piano Dream about 2 months ago. Immediately after that, what I want to drop is another song called The Cycle.
Yeah.
And it's painful now when I write and when I go in the booth and I say these things, because at the end of the day, like, this isn't stuff what I see happening only in it. This is stuff that I'm also experiencing. But everyone's like, oh, man, yeah. I feel what you're saying. Yeah, you don't. You don't, though. And even if you do, what are you doing about it?
Yeah.
A shout out to these stuff for us being able to use these.
Yeah.
To use your voice and for us to use our voice on these said platforms and whatnot, because a lot of people got stuff to say.
Straight up, man.
Yeah, sure.
It was refreshing anyways, guys, just talking to you. Collaborating.
Yeah, likewise, bro.
And yeah, folks, look out for more to come.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Definitely, I'm down for it.
Y'all take care of yourself. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
Take care.
Bringing the drama. If they don't want to talk about it, talk about it.
I'm looking for a man that goes by the name of Keith. And